Welcome everybody to this live tonight. At least it's night where I am. Good morning, good day, whatever time it is where you are. But yeah, I just wanted to video about some connections I made in the past week or so about how Neptune degree at 29 degrees Pisces really created some interesting effects on the collective. Background. I use Neptune, at least within this context. I'm using it as a higher octave of Venus and Sirius. Sirius body and like bodily functions, health. It rules anatomy and physiology, and then of course Venus rules love and standards and balance and order and harmony and all that kind of good stuff. So Neptune, being the higher octave, represents not only a higher representation, I mean like higher not being better, but like more spiritual of those things, but also those things at the collective level, meaning all of humanity. And so the other thing is it's been its own sign since 2011. So we've been able to, whoever's been alive in the past, 13 years, has got to experience the full potency of Neptune. And if you aren't aware of critical degrees, the first degree, which in astrology is 0 actually, all signs start at 0 and they end in 29. So those beginning and the ending are critical degrees. In traditional astrology, there are some other degrees, but just for this video, we're looking at the 29th degree. And so it's kind of, they're huge because they're both beginning a sign. So it's kind of like the planet is beginning the new adventure, or this new experience, and the new energy of that sign. So at 0 degrees, that would be the first critical degree, and then at 29 degrees, picking up the themes. And kind of, I feel like the traditional astrologers said that the energy was winding down and waning, but to me, intuitively, I feel like Neptune, the 29th degree is when the sign is at its most potent. It's kind of almost like that last burst before it moves into the next. And we saw that with, first I want to talk about Ozempic. And I'm not a doctor, so disclaimer there, but obviously there's been a lot of people where it's helped, so I'm not going to be all doomsday about it. I mean, I think there has been people out there that, when it was taken, has helped them. But one of my favorite YouTubers, Selena Spooky Boo, go check her channel out. She's hilarious. She makes all sorts of different content. Shout out to her. But she was very candid about her experience, because she struggles with PCOS. And I have family members that have that, so I'm very fully aware of that and its impact. And she has type 2 diabetes, I think. So she struggled a lot with losing weight, and so naturally she wanted to try that out. Well, you can go check her video. Thanks, Master Blaster. Yeah, I'm on my way back from a trip to Florida, and we stopped here in Chattanooga, so yeah, I'm tired, but I want to make this video tonight. This video before I hit it. But anyways, you can go check her full story on that, but basically, long story short, it made her very suicidal, and it was extremely dangerous. And I mean, she did lose weight, and so it helped her in that respect, but it basically almost made her lose her mind. So, and I know she's not the only one, and she talked about there's been other people that has struggled with the mental rim of taking that, because it's like it is a chemical. Neptune rules dress, it rules medicine, and it rules chemicals, both at the personal and collective level. And so, again, here we see this extreme of that critical degree, 29 degrees in Pisces. Of yes, it's helped. It's also caused a lot of pain and distortions and deep anxiety and depression, which is all the shadow sides of Neptune, you know. So, and then just also again talking about highlighting those extremes, because here again Neptune rules that next level of Venus, so it takes beauty to the next level. It's in its highest form, it'd be like spiritual beauty. It would be it's not to say you can't be spiritual and be like physically attractive. That's not what I'm saying, but it's kind of rising above the material and sort of, especially worldly, what people like. That's very much Venus. What the world thinks is pretty. Neptune at its highest level rises above that, but when it's in its shadow, it's like taking the most extremes that you can to be as beautiful as possible, like whatever Hollywood says, because Hollywood is ruled by Neptune. It's the glamour, it's the different lighting and shadows and angles, and to get the perfect shot of you or whoever's being filmed, you know, the model, whatever, actor, that's all Neptune. So we've seen like a lot of these Hollywood people, even if some of them, you know, have come out and said that they've taken it, but it's very apparent. The ones that haven't, it's pretty apparent that, you know, it's most likely that they did Ozempic or something, a similar drug. I know there are similar drugs out there. And again, I'm not judging. This isn't to be a judging live or anything like that. I'm just kind of just laying out the energy and just showing you how it plays out, you know, sometimes. And then moving into beauty trends, beauty standards, which I guess it is still somewhat related. It is kind of intrinsically tied up in health and, you know, looking pretty and wanting to lose weight and stuff. It is all kind of intertwined. But anyways, if you saw the intro pic, I was just, you know, going through my feed and I saw that video of Drew Barrymore's show, and it hit me like, wow, this is totally like Neptune. Technically, right now, Neptune is retrograde at 27 degrees. So we have dipped back a little bit farther back into Pisces. But we're still consider 27 degrees the cusp, beginning the cusp of moving towards the next sign. And so we're still kind of getting a taste, excuse me, of that Neptune Aries energy. What's to come, which Neptune will move into Aries March 30th, 2025, next year. So, but basically them, like, it's such a hard, like U-turn, I guess you could say, or hard right from the height, you know, of Neptune and Pisces and all the contouring and stuff. Like I was just thinking about contouring, how that's been such a huge thing for Neptune and Pisces. And again, that's that using light and shadow to create illusion, Neptune, Pisces, and to like literally changing the face of your shape. Not literally, but making it appear to be thinner, to change the shape. And so it's like going from that to like those women were not wearing any makeup at all, which is so Aries. Like Aries is it's a masculine sign, it's ruled by Mars. It's opposite Libra and is the sign after Pisces, which are both the beauty signs. Taurus too, to a certain extent. It's also Venusian, but Taurus is more about sensuality and sensual pleasures. It's not as focused as much on the visual appearance like Libra and Pisces are. So yeah, I was just kind of like thinking like how wild is that we're seeing like this little taste of the Neptune and Aries energy, and how there might be very little people even in Hollywood. You're probably going to see more Hollywood people and famous people promoting like to go all natural. So they might, if they wear any makeup, it might just be like foundation, but or they might just, I think the no makeup trend, I think that could be really big during the Neptune and Aries transit. And yeah, I've been predicting too for Neptune and Aries. I think as far as fashion goes, um, anything that's pointed and masculine for both sexes, man, women, whatever you identify with, but like both men's clothes and women's clothes are going to have very sharp features, and the colors red and orange are going to be very in and popular because that's all very Aries masculine traits. So almost, even though Capricorn was technically a feminine sign, it's ruled by Saturn, which is a very masculine planet. And if you remember the clothes, in the late 80s into the early 90s, there was this very strong masculine edge to them, literally edge, because Saturn and Capricorn will like hard edges and squares and cubes, those kind of shapes. And so you had the shoulder pads trends and just like the very boxy clothes and that sort of thing. Even when you had the Saturn and Neptune conjunction, which made the clothes bigger and baggier, they still had the very boxy look, if that makes sense. So anyways, we might see a little taste of, it'll be similar to that, but even more of a masculine edge. And probably I could see dresses and like skirts for women going even more so out of style, because again, this is a very like masculine sign. Now granted, Mars ruling Aries is going to like flavor this, and Mars is fast moving planet, so we could see a little influences and undertones from Mars as it's transiting along with this Neptune and Aries transits. Lots of different flavors and undertones and those sort of things, sprinklings with this Neptune and Aries as well. I think just some final thoughts. Yeah, I again, I'm not against Ozempic or any of those drugs that have come out. I think you should be, first of all, you got to talk to your doctor, and I think you should consider all your options and just be very careful, because I think it is a very powerful drug, and it's again, it's that potency of that 29th degree of Pisces, because the other thing I want to note is it went into the 29th degree Pisces of May last year, which I feel like was around the time that it sort of hit the fan, the whole Ozempic controversy, and I feel like it was around that time last year. But and so the other thing I want to say too is, since we are retrograding, we might see the contouring, the extreme, like hyper focused wanting to be as beautiful and glamorous as possible, like kind of, we'll see one last spike with this retrograde. And again, Ozempic and all those other weight loss drugs could be pushed, and we might see another big kind of crescendo as we, once the retrograde's over, and then we're approaching that 29th degree again, and then it'll kind of have its final raw at the 20th degree. And so it's sort of like going back, retracing steps. That's what a retrograde does. It retraces step information. And then when we start moving forward again, and especially once we hit that 20th degree, we're getting all the facts straight, we're getting all the truth out there about the energy of Neptune, Pisces, and whatever that encompasses, which within this context, we're talking about those weight loss drugs and the beauty standards. So, and then, like I said, once we're fully into Neptune and Aries, and again, as we're approaching that 29th degree of Pisces again, I think we'll see little sprinklings of people maybe dropping hysteria. There'll still be some people that are going to do it because that's just the extreme of the 29th degree with the beauty standards and all that, but then you'll have those people that are going to be fully embracing and picking up that Neptune because it's on the cusp and going no makeup or very low makeup, whatever. And, again, by next year, I think that'll be, once Neptune's fully in Aries, that'll be like I could see that being a full-on trend. And also, as it pertains to those drugs, I'm not, again, there's going to still be people that take them, of course, and will be prescribed them with Neptune and Aries. But I think, again, losing weight and getting fit and being beautiful and in a very natural and physical, fiery, masculine way, that's what's going to be in. Which I get, not everybody can do that because of endocrine problems and all that. So I'm not judging. I'm not, saying one way or the other. Again, just laying out the energy. And just kind of wanted to give you a little forecast of what we have seen, what we are seeing, and what we will see to come with all the astrology weather. So I hope you enjoyed this live, and I'm off for tonight. If you could like and subscribe, that would be amazing. It really helps my channel. And also, if you could share it too, if you know anybody who's interested in astrology and the topics that I've talked about, that'd be awesome too to share. But no pressure. And I hope everybody has a great night or day wherever you are. Take care.